All right. Do you love it or leave it? Protagonists meet in the first 10% of the story.
I love it.
All right. Love it or leave it? Dual point of view narration.
I love it. I do that, and I just think it makes the story richer.
Love it or leave it? Third person past tense narration.
Love it in historical, not in contemporary.
Interesting.
I will, and maybe I can, because I write both. So like, and sometimes it's really hard to switch back and forth because my contemporary are first person dual POV, and my historical are third person present dual POV, right? So it's very sometimes
It
it's very
can
hard to switch back and forth. Yeah.
it can trip a writer up. I've had
Yeah.
that experience where you're like, whoa, what tense am I writing in?
Yes.
All right, love it or leave it. Third act breakup or dark moment.
I think I don't know if I'm in the minority or the majority in this, but I think you have to have that moment of angst and that moment of epiphany and that moment of growth. And I don't think you can have that unless you have that dark moment or that third act breakup. I've always written like they're breakups, but they're not really breakups, and they're always internal struggles. Like I would rather have the breakup be due to like the growth that they needed to do as characters rather than like some, malevolent villain or something like that.
Yes,
So
right. Yes, that makes sense to me. Love it or leave it. Always end with an epilogue.
I would say leave it just because I don't think it's always necessary. And I tend to not like the epilogues where it's like a year later or whatever, and it's so they can show, oh, now they're a big happy family, because I feel like you don't necessarily need children to be have a happy marriage and a happy, yeah. And I think
Yeah.
it's kind of a false, yeah.
Love it or leave it. Always share research in your author's note.
I love it. And I try to do it. Sometimes the list gets so exhaustive though. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I have a book coming out next week. Yeah, next week. And my author's note, there's like 5 sections. And I like had to keep myself to like 2 to 3 paragraphs about each because I was like, like I did recently have like a contemporary romance reader who so she started out reading my contemporaries and then she loved my writing, so she reads my historicals now. And she did tell me, like, she sent me an email a couple of days ago. It's like she's like, so I just finished the arc. She's like, and is the final copy gonna have the author's notes in it? She's like, because I love that part. I was like, ah.
Oh, that's so nice.
She's like, I love like reading about the research that you do and like why you chose to put that in the story. And
Yeah. Oh,
so I think readers really appreciate it.
yeah. All right. And are there any other romance rules I didn't ask about that you break or push the boundaries on?
No, I will say the interview you had with Beverly Jenkins kind of triggered this for me because she talked about how much she hates accidental pregnancy. So myself as well, and I don't think I will ever put that in a book. I also cannot stand insta lust that leads to immediately to insta love. Like like insta lust is very different from insta love, and I feel like you can't build a love story just based on like sexual congress. Like you need to have that emotional aspect. That is one thing that I don't think I'll ever be able to write anything that is what is considered pure smut because I can't like I have to build that story out, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah. They need something
Yes.
more than just the physical connection.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yes.